Welcome to Slow is Good, a podcast for entrepreneurs who want to think outside of the box to grow slow and have a greater impact. In this podcast, we'll talk everything business, but most importantly, we'll talk slow business, digital strategies, creativity, some Franglish, and a load of human touch. I'm Geraldine Jipe. I'm a slowpreneur, ex-startup founder. I'll be your host. I'll share ideas, strategies, and more with joy and slowliness. Enjoy the listen. Before to join in the next episode, I wanted to tell you a little bit about my Conscious Incubator, which is a hosting platform where I will be broadcasting content for educational purposes, such as training, such as mentoring, such as, a lot of content that will help you thrive and, cultivate self-consciousness as well, but being an entrepreneur and serving the world. If you need details and information, reach out to hello@geraldinejp.com. And the first program in the Conscious Incubator will be Magic Funnel Framework. If you are a small business owner, that will be a great opportunity for you to deep dive into all the details to automate, grow, and also cultivate your leadership inside your small business. Welcome to another episode of Slow is Good. Hey, everybody. I hope you are doing well. So today I had a very important topic that I wanted to discuss is how to stand out when you are a small business. You have very low resources and you have so many channels that you don't even know what to prioritize. And these are conversations that I have with like a lot of my clients who are small brands and for most of them slow businesses that are facing, the overwhelm of the algorithm on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok and whatnot. Because it's really hard these days, like just to be able to stand out, to figure out like what's the brand that we're building and what's the impact that we want to make and how we want to impact our communities and how we want to, support the community as well and stay in align with our values and our vision and how we want to support our direct community. And so many questions I received lately on that topic because even myself, I'm on all these platforms as well. And at the moment where when I'm talking, I'm exploring all these channels and trying to leverage what platform or which platform is the most useful and where also I feel the most comfortable. And I've been leveraging LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn business page, but also Instagram with multiple accounts depending on the brands that I want to leverage. So I've created like an ecosystem of brands, small brands for the podcast, for example, for my coaching program and soon coming, incubator, like Conscious Incubator, but also my personal brand. And I also use TikTok where I serve with, a very minimalistic 3-minute video bites where I talk about the everyday life of a small business entrepreneur. And for that, it's to create a harmonious way of conveying the message that I have to convey. And it's not always easy, right? Because right now, creating content on all these platforms require you to be a content editor, social media manager, but also a designer, a video editor, but also being a filmmaker, sort of. So you need to have literally all these skills in order to be able to master your online presence. So now I have to say, thank God AI, because there are multiple platforms that you can use. If you're interested, I will put together a little cheat sheet on all the tools that you can use in order to improve and scale your content with more efficiency and also easiness, because that's the point, right? As a solopreneur, for me, it's important to create content, valuable pieces of content, but that makes sense first for me to enjoy to create the content, for my community to receive this content, but also to support and help, but with also quality content. That's all these are important for me. Now, for most of my clients, I like to share that you need to be able to understand exactly where you feel the most comfortable. Not all the platforms are meant to be used. Let's be honest on that. There's so many platforms these days that you don't even know if you have to go left or right. Now, whenever you're assessing exactly which platform you're supposed to use, my first piece of advice and what I've experimented and tested out, like you have to enjoy the platform you want to be on. These days, I'm exploring LinkedIn, and I used to hate the platform. I don't know, the vibe was not really mine, and I was just like uncomfortable using the platform. But what I've changed is my perception of the platform, being able to enjoy telling stories about my journey as an entrepreneur, but also my clients and community entrepreneurs, like fellow entrepreneurs' journey on the platform made a difference. And with that difference, I realized that it drives more visibility. It's more engaging, and I like to engage in that sense where I can be me. And usually, what I tell my clients first, you need to explore what I call the marketing ikigai, your passion, where you're good at, and wherever you see you'll bring the most valuable pieces of content for your audience. You don't have to, scale your content like everything at once, but you have to leverage pieces of content that make sense for you, for them, and potentially for your audience, and that's very important. Now, what type of content you should be considering when you want to stand out is, like, first of all, content that are maybe you, first of all, like authentic, literally, but content that are, I would say, edutainment, like you can educate people, but at the same time, it could be a way to offer some entertainment, sort of, for your audience. That's very important as well. But also bring your vision into that. Put a lot of yourself in the content, because you can absolutely do what we all see on LinkedIn, for example, using like carousel just to create another carousel on how to perform and how to use ChatGPT. But does it really make sense for your audience? Is it the real answer to support them and help them, like, find potential solution, or, get some additional perspective on how they've been doing things, and if these things that they've been doing on the different channels that they like to use, if they were able to leverage these platforms. And so now I like to explore a lot. I like to test, iterate on different platforms. And in the long run, I think by the end of Q2, I'll be able to decide whether or not all these platforms at once are beneficial for my brands, or if they're just like noises. For now, I'm just having fun, trying to learn how to improve my, video content as well. And that's what's important too, right? Because creating valuable content is not only a matter of just like educating your audience, but it's also a matter of enjoying yourself, what you put out there. And that's very important. And I know, as business owners, like, we are so busy trying to figure how to stand out, how to sell more, but it's not only a matter of that, it's also a matter of engagement. How do you engage and connect for real with your audience? And that's what's at stake. That's what important if you want to stand out and stick out there, because like there's so many things out there, too many things these days, but there's a way actually to make it work by being your most authentic self, and that's very important. And I know these conversations are very, very important, because I had these conversations with many clients of mine, because they're overwhelmed. Now, as a solopreneur, I will also say, be mindful of your time. Maybe you're not meant to serve all these platforms for real. Maybe you're just meant to choose one, and find your content value proposition for this specific channel, and then be able to serve them to the best of your ability. That what will help you stand out. And you'll tell me, like, of course there are there's so much competition these days when it comes to, pushing content out there. But again, in terms of flow, content workflow, ask yourself, like, what is it really you want to convey? What is it that will be very helpful for your community? What is it that will be very helpful for you first, right? And that will help you design the perfect strategy for your audience, and to help them grow at the same time, and in the long run, get stand out for to generate leads and opportunities and probably sales. So that's it for me for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to share the love. Feel free to share your feedback. Feel free to, add these little stars on iTunes, and also answer maybe a few things on Spotify. See you next time.